Dubai, the city of gold where the sun never sets on the ambitions of the nouveau riche. A place where skyscrapers touch the heavens and luxury cars are as common as the desert sand. It's a city that has become the epitome of wealth, a magnet for the world's latest crop of millionaires and billionaires. Yet for all its glitz and glamour, there's a curious absence in this landscape of luxury: the old money elite. These are families that have been wealthy for generations, the kind whose names are synonymous with enduring affluence. But why is it that this particular group seems to avoid the city of gold? What keeps the long-standing wealthy elite away from a place that seemingly has everything to offer? Before we unravel the enigma, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. One, the Art of Subtlety. Picture this: you're in a room filled with people who have more money than you could ever imagine. But here's where it gets interesting. In most cases, you wouldn't know it. Why? Because they don't flaunt it. That's the essence of old money. The polar opposite of this? Dubai, a place where you can't escape the glitz and glamour. It's a city that screams luxury from every corner. Imagine stepping into a hotel like the Burj Al Arab Jumeirah, often considered the epitome of luxury. The architecture alone is jaw-dropping, and the personalized service is like nothing you've ever experienced. These establishments redefine the meaning of opulence, offering amenities like private beaches, infinity pools, world-class spas, and Michelin-starred restaurants. It's as if they're shouting, "Look at me, I'm rich!" But let's pause for a second. What's the problem? Well, for old money, this is all a bit too much. It's like putting ketchup on a filet mignon. Just not done. Old money folks prefer to understand elegance. They'd rather prefer centuries-old paintings than flashy new sports cars. They find beauty in the simple things, like a first edition of a classic novel or a handcrafted piece of furniture that's been in the family for generations. But now let's talk about dining. You can dine at Pier Chic, a restaurant perched on a wooden pier overlooking the Arabian Gulf. The seafood is so fresh, it practically jumps onto your plate. Or how about Nathan Outlaw at Al Mahara, located inside the iconic Burj Al Arab Jumeirah? You can eat sumptuous seafood while surrounded by an aquarium. But what does the old money think of this? They'd probably prefer a quiet dinner at a secluded countryside estate, where the food is locally sourced and the wine cellar is curated over the years. The idea of dining in a place that feels like a spectacle? Not their cup of tea. And don't even get me started on the shopping scene in Dubai. The Dubai Mall is a retail haven, featuring designer boutiques, luxury brands, and extravagant jewelry stores. It's a place where you can buy a diamond as easily as you can buy a cup of coffee. But here's the kicker: old money doesn't shop like this. They have personal shoppers who know their taste down to the last detail. They prefer bespoke items, custom made to fit their unique style. The idea of walking into a mall and picking something off the rack? Unthinkable. 2. The clash of cultures. So we've talked about the art of subtlety, but what happens when we dive into the deep end of culture? Dubai, constantly evolving, is a melting pot of cultures, with people from all over the globe calling it home. The city's roots are deeply embedded in Islamic and Arab culture, but it's also a hub for modernity and innovation. Picture this: you hear the call to prayer echoing from the minarets of mosques, and just a few blocks away, you find the world's tallest skyscraper, the Burj Khalifa. It's a city where the old meets the new in the most dramatic way possible. Old money families, on the other hand, have a deep-rooted sense of tradition. They value cultural heritage and often stick to customs that have been passed down for generations. So, what happens when these two worlds collide? It's like mixing oil and water. They just don't blend. Old money families find it hard to relate in a city that's always in flux, always looking for the next big thing. They prefer stability, a sense of continuity, and a lifestyle that's in harmony with their long-standing values. Now let's talk education and social circles. You'd think in a city as cosmopolitan as Dubai, the education system would be a melting pot of cultures, right? Well, think again. In Dubai, education is a big deal, and it's not just about academics, it's about social standing. Private schools are the norm, especially for expats, and they come with a hefty price tag. These schools often follow international curricula and are seen as a stepping stone to prestigious universities abroad. But here's the kicker: even in these international schools, social circles are often segregated. You've got the Emirati estate, the Western expats, the South Asian community, and so on. It's like a modern-day form of tribalism, and crossing these boundaries is often frowned upon. But wait, there's more. Public schools in Dubai primarily use Arabic as the medium of instruction, and guess what? They're mostly attended by Emiratis. So if you're an old money family from Europe or the US, the chances of your kids mingling with locals in a public school setting are slim to none. And let's not even get started on the social events. High society gatherings in Dubai are often flashy affairs, complete with red carpets and paparazzi. It's a far cry from the old money tradition of low-key, intimate gatherings, where discussions range from art and philosophy to business and politics. So what does all this mean for old money families considering a move to Dubai? Well, it's complicated. On one hand, Dubai offers unparalleled opportunities for business and leisure. On the other hand, the city's social fabric is woven with threads of new money, and fitting in requires a certain willingness to adapt and, dare we say, show off a little. It's a dilemma, a cultural tug of war that leaves many old money families standing on the sidelines, watching the spectacle unfold, but never truly becoming a part of it. Could this ever change? Could Dubai's social landscape evolve to accommodate the understated elegance of old money? It's a question that hangs in the air, much like the city's ever-present construction cranes. But for now, the clash of cultures continues, a silent standoff in a city that never sleeps. 3. Risk tolerance in investments. And lastly, let's go over something that really makes the world go round: money. But get this, it's not just any money, we're talking about investments, and this is where the plot thickens. Dubai is like the Las Vegas of investments, a place where you can go big or go home. From equities to stocks, from businesses to properties, the city offers a smorgasbord of investment opportunities. The best part? It's tax-free. Yes, you heard that right. Dubai has zero limitations on the repatriation of profit, making it a magnet for foreign direct investment. But hold on a minute, what's the catch? Old money families are in a different breed when it comes to investments. They're not looking for a quick buck, they're in it for the long haul. They prefer stable, long-term assets like bonds, blue-chip stocks, and real estate in established markets. The idea of putting their hard-earned money into something as volatile as cryptocurrencies or luxury properties in a city that's still evolving, that's like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty. Dubai has its own stock exchange, Nasdaq Dubai, which opened an equity futures market back in 2016. This was a game changer, allowing investors to hedge, short sell, and leverage. In just 3 months, it saw a staggering 796% increase in open interest. But since old money families are cautious investors, they were and still are not interested in riding this rollercoaster of high-risk, high-reward investments. They'd rather take the scenic route, enjoying a steady and secure journey to wealth accumulation. Are you starting to see the contrast? And let's not forget about private equity. Dubai has a burgeoning private equity industry, but it's not for the faint-hearted. With a minimum investment requirement of $50,000 and a cap of 100 shareholders, it's a playground for the big players. And who's a bigger player than the old money families? Yet they are still not impressed. They're skeptical of these new age investment vehicles and prefer to stick to what they know, like investing in companies with a proven track record or properties in prestigious neighborhoods. They're the tortoise in a world full of hares, slowly but surely building their wealth over generations. They've got financial advisors who are more like financial guardians, almost like part of the family. They understand the family's financial history, their risk tolerance, and their long-term goals. Their financial advisors would never let them dive into something without analyzing it from every angle. Dubai's financial sector, on the other hand, is more generalized, lacking this level of personalization. So what's the verdict? Will Dubai become a new frontier for old money anytime soon, or is it just a mirage in the desert? The city is pulling out all the stops to attract the world's wealthy, from offering golden visas to creating laws that make it easier for family offices to set up shop. The city is rolling out the red carpet, and it's working. According to Forbes, around 20 billionaires have bought property in Dubai this year alone. The city has seen a 300% increase in business compared to the same period last year. Despite the efforts, the old money is proving to be a tough nut to crack. They've got their traditions and their risk-averse nature holding them back. But as Dubai continues to evolve, offering more stability and less tax, the scales could tip in its favor. And if that happens, it won't just be a win for Dubai. It'll be a seismic shift in the world of old money. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.